what has the band been up to lately?
What has the band been up to? Well, we have a new record coming out. It's our first like legit full length. It's we're really excited about it. 10 tracks. So we're doing that. We're gonna do a record release show at the Horseshoe on November 21st as well. So those are like the two big things. It may seem like we're taking October off, but we're really just prepping to make those two things really awesome.
And the one thing that I really wanted to bring up is the first time that I listened to the band, I heard influence of folk and then electronica, and then I also thought that there was like a soul vibe within there. So who inspires you as a songwriter?
Ooh, what artists? Well, we all really love. Okay, I'm speaking for a bunch of people now, but like things that we all really, I think we all have a common appreciation for like folk singers like Joni Mitchell, Bob Dylan from back in the day. A lot of us love Sufjan Stevens. We love more electronic stuff too, though. Like a lot of us like new Diplo stuff and Hot Chip and stuff. So it's kind of a mishmash of all of those things. And in regards to soul, I really love Nina Simone and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, we sound like a random shuffled iPod sometimes, but hopefully it all works and comes together in the end.
Definitely. So one of the questions that we really like to ask in interviews is if you could describe each band member in one word, what would that be? Now that, I know, it might take a little while with us, so that we kind of revised it, and we wanted to say if you could describe First Rate People in one word, what would that word be?
Oh, the band. One word. Is interesting a cop-out? I mean that in a good way, because there's a lot of people. I always joke with my friend and bandmate Liam that he sometimes will say interesting about something that he's not that into, but I'm using it in the good way, I swear, because we're doing it. He also says it in the natural way as well too. That something is actually just like, I think there's a lot to, like, you could maybe just see us as being like, we do like hooks and poppy elements of music, but hopefully there's something beyond that. Like if you want to get into we obsess over production techniques and songs. Like they're workshopped intensely before they even hear the public. So they go through a lot of channels, which can be a bit overwhelming at times, but the end product is usually something we're all really behind. So that's awesome.
The end product's usually interesting?
Yeah, hopefully interesting.
So earlier you mentioned that your debut record Everest is coming out November 5th, and we know that you've put a lot of time and effort into this album, so how excited are you just to finally get it out there?
Oh, it's so good. It's like, it's weird though, because like you go through, well, I haven't listened to the album in a while, like front to back, but you have moments of like sinking into certain songs, and then just that everyone who wants to seek it out or who already knows about you is going to be able to listen to it, and that's pretty awesome. Like you get re-excited, you know, because like you move on, you kind of do other projects, and then a lot of us have been like undertaking a lot of other things. So it's really nice to be able to like have this statement from this band that is equal parts confusing and equal parts hopefully enjoyable.
And the one thing I wanted to bring up is on the 30th, you asked people, what's your favorite title off of the album? I'd have to say my personal favorite is Loose Cannon, but what would your favorite title be?
Oh, I'm going to try to not... I don't want to pick one of the ones that I thought of, because that's really vain. I really like the title Roman Candles, which Liam thought of. And of the titles I chose, though, I dig The Sweet Hereafter, because I really dig that book, too. So that's a little bit of a reference. And it's a really good movie, really good Canadian film, representing the Canadian film industry here. So there we go.
Would that be your favorite song on the album, or?
Ooh, favorite song? I don't know. No. I don't know. I honestly don't think I have a favorite. I go through moods. Like, actually, the two singles that we've released already, interestingly enough, were the first two recorded for it. Oh. So all this stuff is going to be newer, and I'm really excited. Like it's like there's some nice. There are a couple of folk songs on the record. There's some really electronic stuff. There's some kind of rock mishmash stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I'm describing it well, but hopefully people will get a chance to hear it and yeah, give it a chance.
All right. Well, I love the album teaser, so I can't wait to actually hear the whole thing in full. No problem. So the main thing that I wanted to ask about the actual album, the title, Everest, how did you come up with it?
It actually was like a lot of our band starts off being a joke. I don't know if this is the same with other bands or other collectives, but like First Rate People was like, honestly, from the beginning, for lack of a better name, and then it just kind of stuck. And we've actually, like, I'm going to be completely honest with you, we've thought about changing it, but at some point you can overthink things. And, like, because we have so many elements to our music, Everest was something that was thrown out, and then actually my friend and bandmate Jake texted me one day. I weirdly remember I was in the bank getting like money for a float for a show or something, and he's like, "Dude, I hear the record might be called Everest. Like that's sick." And then I thought for some reason like I thought it would be cool to like it's obviously not said in complete seriousness because for a band called First Rate People, like if you take that at face value that we think we are these people who think really highly of themselves, we're just fans of music of all kinds. So it's like yeah, if you can take it completely not seriously, it works because it does really feel like, for lack of a better term, our Everest, like our statement that we wanted to make, and we're proud of it. We're excited for people to hear it.
And then I have one last record about the LP. We know that you have the Horseshoe show, the release party planned, but it's a couple weeks after the release of the album on the 5th. So what do you plan on doing to celebrate the release in between the release and the release party?
Oh, we have lots of little like I don't want to say too much, but we got lots of little like video goodies and stuff that we want to, not necessarily conventional, but like ways to you'll be hearing from us in a lot of hopefully creative and fun and not overdone ways.
You mentioned videos. Are there any music videos for the album?
We do not have any videos. There's been lots of talk. The honest thing is because there's so many cooks in the kitchen, we have this intense musical bond with each other. It's been really hard to settle on a music video idea. I'm just being completely honest with you here. Yeah, it's been hard to completely come up with one, but we'd love to still entertain the possibility of making a video. We've got a couple ideas floating around, as if I just did that to mention ideas. That's what I do every time I get an idea. No, but yeah, so we're very open to the possibility. But as with a lot of bands that we look up to, like there's kind of a beautiful element of not knowing what's next completely, but kind of figuring it out as we go. Hopefully something cool visually would be awesome to release.
Awesome. And we've been speaking about your music, of course, but we're curious, what have you been listening to lately?
Ooh, what have I been listening to lately? I heard, I haven't heard the whole record, but the band Daughter sounds pretty sweet. Yeah. What else do I listen to? I've listened to a lot of, I'm trying to answer this really honestly. What am I listening to in this moment? I really like the new Arcade Fire single. I think it's pretty great. Because I love the band LCD Sound System. Like they were one of my first bands that I really got into in high school. Like seriously loved. So it's cool that he's producing their record. I'm excited to hear that. I like Churches. I like a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about too much to even boil down. I know it sounds like such a lame answer, but there we go.
Okay. And now we're at the very last question of the interview, and that is, what's something about First Rate People that no one knows yet? Oh yeah.
No one knows. No one knows. Okay, I hope he's not embarrassed that I'm going to say this. No one knows how funny Hayden Stewart is. Okay. He's kind of like, if for lack, Beatles fans, like I'm not comparing us seriously to the Beatles, that would be extremely vain. But if we were the Beatles, Hayden would be our George or something, maybe our character. Someone who doesn't get enough credit, maybe. Someone who, he's also really funny. That guy can crack me up. And he's the best person to tour with because he never takes, not in an immature way, but he's like, he can quickly laugh about stuff when things get stressful. Or anyway, sorry, that was a really long answer, but Hayden Stewart is funny. You should ask him to tell you a joke and he'll maybe blush and maybe you might get a joke though. That goes to everyone.
Okay, well, that was the last question of the interview. Once again, I am Alicia Toot from A Music Blog. Yeah, and this was our interview with First Rate People. Thanks for speaking with us today.